Welcome to Miss Luls Economics, where we make economics simple, clear, and exam ready. Let's learn, understand, and succeed together. Market structure explains how an industry is organized, including the number of firms, type of products, and level of competition, all of which influence prices, output, and business behavior. There are four main market structures: perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and monopoly, forming a spectrum from highly competitive markets to markets dominated by a single powerful firm. Perfect competition acts as a benchmark, helping economists compare real-world markets by showing what an ideal, fully competitive market would look like in terms of efficiency and pricing. Let's now explore the key criteria used to classify different market structures. The number of firms in a market can range from many small businesses to a few dominant firms or a single monopoly, directly influencing competition levels and pricing power. Next, let's examine the nature of products in different market structures. In some markets, products are identical, but in others, they are branded as these identical products transform into branded ones. Homogeneous products are identical in every way, such as sugar or maize, meaning consumers have no preference between sellers, making competition purely based on price. Heterogeneous products are differentiated through branding, quality, or design, like fast food chains in South Africa, where consumers perceive differences even when products serve similar purposes. Unique products have no close substitutes, such as electricity supplied by a single provider in South Africa, giving that firm significant control over the market. In South Africa, Eskom and Transnet operate as monopolies, supplying essential services with no close substitutes, protected by high infrastructure costs and strong government regulation. Now, let's explore how much control firms have over pricing. In highly competitive markets, firms are price takers, accepting market prices, while in less competitive markets like monopolies and oligopolies, firms become price makers with significant control. Next, let's examine how easy or difficult it is for new businesses to enter the market. Barriers to entry determine whether firms can easily join or leave a market, ranging from completely free entry in competitive markets to legally restricted or blocked entry in monopolies. In South Africa, industries like electricity and rail transport face high barriers due to regulation and infrastructure costs, limiting entry and protecting existing firms from competition. Let's now explore collusion and how firms may cooperate instead of compete. Collusion occurs when firms secretly agree to fix prices or out to reduce competition and increase profits, often leading to higher prices and less choice for consumers. Collusion is impossible in perfect competition and monopoly, but more likely in oligopolies where few firms dominate and can coordinate pricing and production decisions. In South Africa, collusion is illegal under the Competition Act, with firms facing heavy penalties for price fixing or market sharing agreements that harm consumers or reduce fair competition. In 2024, Nedbank and other banks were found guilty of collusion involving anti-competitive practices, highlighting ongoing enforcement by the Competition Commission to protect fair competition. In 2024, a construction equipment hire firm in South Africa was fined for price fixing and collusion, showing that even smaller industries are monitored and penalized under competition law. Next, let's look at how information availability affects market behavior. Availability of information refers to how much knowledge consumers and producers have about prices, quality, and market conditions, influencing decision-making and competition. In perfect competition, information is complete and transparent, while in monopolistic and oligopoly markets, information is often incomplete, giving firms an advantage over consumers. Now, let's explore what happens to profits in the long run. In the long run, firms may earn normal or economic profits, depending on market conditions and the level of competition within the industry. In competitive markets, free entry reduces profits to normal levels, while monopolies and oligopolies maintain supernormal profits due to strong barriers preventing new competitors. Next, let's examine how demand curves differ across market structures. Demand curves vary by market structure, including horizontal in perfect competition, downward sloping in monopolistic markets, and kinked in oligopolies, reflecting strategic firm behavior. Now, let's explore how firms make decisions in different market structures. In some markets, firms act independently, while in others, like oligopolies, decisions are interdependent, meaning one firm's actions directly influence competitors' responses. Let's now examine productive efficiency and how firms use resources. Productive efficiency occurs when firms produce maximum output at the lowest possible cost, using resources efficiently without waste or reducing product quality. As you can see, efficiency leads to success, while waste hinders it. Now, let's explore allocative efficiency and how markets satisfy consumer needs. Here, consumer icons choose preferred goods, shift to where they are most valued. This is the market at work. Allocative efficiency occurs when resources are used to produce the combination of goods and services most desired by consumers, ensuring maximum satisfaction and optimal use of scarce resources. Let's now understand the concept of Pareto efficiency. In a balanced system, improving one thing can harm another. This helps us make better choices in complex situations. Pareto efficiency exists when resources are allocated in a way that makes it impossible to make one person better off without making someone else worse off. Exactly, it's about optimizing what we have for mutual benefit. Allocated efficiency is often considered Pareto efficient, as resources are distributed to maximize overall welfare without unnecessary waste or inefficiency in the economy. Let's bring all the market structure concepts together. Market structures are defined by multiple factors, including number of firms, product type, pricing power, barriers to entry, and competition, all working together to shape market outcomes. In reality, most industries fall between extremes, combining features of different market structures, making analysis important for understanding real economic behavior and policy decisions. Now, let's apply what we've learned by looking at real-world examples of each market structure in South Africa. In South Africa, fresh produce farmers selling maize or vegetables operate in perfect competition, where many sellers offer identical products and must accept the price is set, friend, same for everyone. Financial markets, like trading shares or foreign exchange, also reflect perfect competition, where products are identical and prices are determined purely by demand and supply. Fast food chains like KFC, McDonald's, and Nando's operate in monopolistic competition, using branding and taste differences to attract customers and gain some pricing power. Hair salons and clothing boutiques also operate in monopolistic competition, offering slightly different services or styles, allowing them to compete through quality, branding, and customer experience. South Africa's banking sector is an oligopoly, dominated by Standard Bank, Absa, FNB, and Nedbank, where firms closely monitor each other's decisions. In South Africa, Eskom and Transnet operate as monopolies, supplying essential services with no close substitutes, protected by high infrastructure costs and strong government regulation. Let's quickly recap all the key market structure criteria by focusing only on the possible options you must remember for exams. In terms of number of firms, markets are classified as having many firms, a few dominant firms, or a single firm, which directly determines competition intensity and market power. For product type, goods may be homogeneous, like apples, heterogeneous, like burgers, or unique, like electricity. In terms of pricing, firms are either price takers with no control over price, or price makers with varying degrees of influence or pricing decisions. For entry into the market, it can be free, restricted, or completely blocked, determining how easily new firms can enter or exit the industry. Collusion is either possible or impossible, depending on the market structure and whether firms can secretly cooperate to reduce competition and influence prices. Information in the market is either complete, where all participants are fully informed, or incomplete, where some participants have more knowledge than others. In the long run, firms earn either normal profits or economic, also called supernormal profits, depending on competition and the existence of barriers to entry. Demand curves can be horizontal, downward sloping, or kinked, reflecting different levels of competition and firm behavior across market structures. Decision-making is either independent, where firms act alone, or interdependent, where firms consider competitors' reactions before making strategic decisions. Firms are either productively efficient, producing at lowest cost, or productively inefficient, where resources are not used optimally and costs could be reduced. Allocative efficiency is either achieved, where resources match consumer preferences, or not achieved, where goods produced do not reflect what consumers truly want. Pareto efficiency is either achieved or not, depending on whether resources can be reallocated to make someone better off without making another person worse off. Perfect competition includes maize farmers, monopolistic competition includes KFC, oligopoly includes Vodacom, and monopoly includes Eskom, each reflecting different competition levels. Finally, let's focus on what you must remember for exams. Always link characteristics like price control, barriers to entry, and product type to specific market structures when answering exam questions to secure maximum marks. Use clear structure, definitions, explanations, and examples when discussing market structures, ensuring each point is developed and directly answers the question. Understanding market structures helps explain how firms behave, how prices are determined, and how efficiently resources are allocated in different economic environments. You just mastered market structures, one of the most important topics in economics. Keep going, you're building real exam power. Like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is Miss Luls Studio, making economics simple, powerful, and exam ready.